spider bit me and made me
Spider
I came spider cock.
All right, welcome to the new band we got. It's called Tarantula Cock.
This is the one X-Men that didn't make it. The spider cock.
The Shug, Shane Hollister. Logan, Ineichen. Lyndon, Ehlers. Wrastlin with music and life. For life.
Wrestling with music and life. Episode 6. I can't even believe we made it to 6, boys. What do you think?
After the first one I did with you.
Right.
I was surprised we did any more.
Right?
Those ones, I literally, I think I don't remember at all.
I brought all the shooters.
Pretty sure, dude.
And then it was, I guess that's kind of my fault.
So, for the first time in a long time, and I'm slapping myself, boys, I'm being honest, I came to a show.
Yeah.
And not only, I mean, it was a great show. I came to a Pit Lord show. You obviously, what shocked me when I got there, Lyndon, was that you were just like set up, dude. Like business Lyndon Ehlers, dude. He had his merch. It's just there.
Dude, that's perfect.
And he is just the greeting him and Emily.
Yeah, there's a lot of Emily's part of that. She's amazing at it.
Oh my God. And I walk up.
She set it up too. I don't do that anymore. She takes care of all that. So that's her.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Emily, you're pristine at setting up a merch booth. I don't think I've ever seen something as good as that. I was like, it's almost like Pit Lord is the Kiss of death metal now, because they have something for everybody there.
Now, I don't know. There's way more. There's a whole lot of other bands that are that. Yeah, totally. Not us. We're not big enough.
We're talking about local. This is the Kiss of local
regional
death metal.
Fuck that. We're regional. Regional.
So I was very impressed by that, but also just as the first show that I've seen,
it was great to see you walk through the door. I kind of squeezed through the door still, because you're still the biggest person at the whole fucking show.
I literally heard that like 6 times at that show.
Yeah.
And the thing that happened too right away was I was going, oh man, let me just tell this embarrassing story, Shug.
Okay, here we go. I'm already stoked. I'm getting in my, the edge of my seat with this one.
So I go there and I go, Black Hawk Room. I should know that. And I don't know why. My memory's so bad. I've said this a million times, guys.
You're not the only one, man.
So I go, okay, well, I'll just let the GPS take me to the Black Hawk Room, right? It takes me to the front, right? And I go, oh, okay, there's an awesome parking spot there. So I park there. Keep in mind, and people that might not know, I've played this room before. I've been there like 5 times in my life.
Probably more than that.
Yeah. I walked up to a door that I know is locked and tried to open it. Okay.
The funniest thing about that is that it's the door that's behind the stage.
Yeah.
So anybody that's standing in there, like, it's daytime, so you can see this guy walk up to it, go,
Yep.
just realize that he's at the wrong door.
And I just go,
everybody just sees it happen.
Fuck, I'm an idiot. And then I come around the corner and I go, oh, duh, I know where I'm at, And then I go up and when I walked in, man, I was like, oh wow, this is cool, because new thing. For people that don't know, 6 years ago or whatever it was, Dark Rift played there. They didn't have a stage, so really cool that they have the shop stage donated by Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, no, not. I mean, it was at the shop, which was Zach Damp's.
Zach Damp.
Zach Damp.
His family, yeah.
Yeah, and they had built that stage there
Right.
to have shows in their house.
And amazingly,
cool.
I mean,
it was a time.
Yeah, it was time.
It was a time.
yeah, and we could talk about that too. But I like seeing a stage in there because it's a very intimate room. I don't know how you say it.
It's kind of long. It's kind of narrow.
It's narrow, and
There's it's empty from one point up to the stage. There's not a bunch of bullshit.
right. I just go, wow, these people here, especially like, you know, seeing Pit Lord shirts and people coming to the show. I was just so happy for you, man. I'm just gonna be raise a glass to Lyndon. You guys are doing something cool, man. I'm clicking our tickets. And I want to sum it up by saying they did amazing. I was like the speakers behind me. So unfortunately, I couldn't hear like Lyndon's banter, and I know he was talking shit, and I wanted to hear it so bad. And at one point, I felt like such a jerk because I was just like, "Hey, Lyndon, I bought you guys shots," you know, and he's like in like the best epinephrine mode, adrenaline mode,
dude.
And I go, "Hey, I got you guys shots," and he's just like, "What? What? Oh yeah, well I'll do it a little bit." And I'm like, oh shit, okay. Anyway, great show. I obviously have to say this. It was perfectly timed for a man with a child.
Yeah.
They literally got done at 8. So I'm like, oh, sweet. And got home, and my schedule didn't change. So, you know, a big thing about shows is I wish I was able to stay out, and I wanted to see Stonecutters and Lich King, right?
Yeah, they were cool too.
So we were talking about Lich King before, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about those guys, because I really didn't get to see them at all.
Stonecutters is from Kentucky. They're super thrashy. I don't remember. I don't know if I could categorize them perfectly. They're a thrash band.
Right.
Super cool. And then Lich King is double that. Lich King is like municipal waste, kind of like crossover thrash.
Nice.
Like super cool. That was really it. It was really basic. It was a super solid show. Like, we had a lot of people. They had a lot of people. So on. I don't know. I mean, we sold a lot of stuff. So many people bought stuff. It was really awesome. And like, we had forgot our table. And me and Dan forgot our merch table in Chicago back in like December.
They had a specific table. I love it.
Yeah, it was like we had a fold-up table.
Yeah,
you know,
dude. Yeah, you go buy those. They're perfect.
We took it to the show and didn't end up needing it. They had a bunch of tables there, and we're like, oh, fuck yeah. And so then we went and set our table back with like the rest of the stuff. And then at some point when we loaded out, we had the table in a different spot and just loaded out and didn't even fucking realize it. And like 3 or 4 weeks later, Dad texts me. I'm at work and he goes like, I think we forgot our table in Chicago. And he's all pissed off. He's like, ah!
Dude, yeah.
But so we had this show and we never got around to getting another one. And they had these shitty old wood tables that they set outside in the beer garden. You know?
Yeah, they still have those?
Yeah. And they're like piled up in the back of the Blackhawk room.
Really?
And we just grabbed one of those and all of our merch, like we filled this whole table with our shit. It was wild.
Do you think they'd sell them? Because you can't buy those anymore. So nowadays, no joke, with pro wrestling, you have to go out and buy these shitty trailer park doors. So we're using doors instead of tables now.
Well, they're
because
like,
you can't get wood tables anymore. They don't make them.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to talk to them. They had a bunch of them. They're just folded up and just leaned up in the back of the Blackhawk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're the same ones they had out back. They're like, they got like the metal and shit. I don't know what you need.
Yeah.
Not like this, like heavier.
But it's those ones that's like...
Yeah, they got like the spring-loaded locks and shit.
Yep.
But yeah, we set that thing up and we I mean, it's wild the amount of stuff we've put our name on, you know, and we had a line of people like buying stuff. It was so weird. I felt like I was at work.
That's cool,
I can
man.
concur. They had a line of people. I felt like an awkward asshole because I'm standing there, this big guy talking to Lyndon, like, you know, hey, buddy, what's going on? And then there's people like, hey, get the fuck out of my way, you big ogre. I want to buy this Pit Lord patch.
Or do you have to
Again, he's got a Pit Lord patch that it needs to be a sticker, and it's the meat one, Lyndon.
It is a sticker. I told you we had stickers of those. The steak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting one of them. I'm getting one. I'm going to put it on my truck.
Yeah.
I'll put another on my truck. Jinx put a battle in those like so geese. All right, so no, straight up, the weirdest thing in the world. Not weird. We all three have literally entertained and have had a show at the beer stoop or the beer gardens.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly what they call that.
It's the Blackhawk room at the beer stew.
Right.
So it's 2 different buildings.
So the Blackhawk room is the one that we normally come out of as our entrance, right? With wrestling
exactly.
shows?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you guys do it is that your dressing room or something?
Yeah, it's like the locker room, green room.
Yeah,
I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, it's our dressing room. I mean, I don't want to call it a locker room per se because there's no lockers.
Right.
So it's always weird to say that. Nowadays with pro wrestling, it's like everywhere you get changed, oh, it's a locker room.
Figuratively,
No, man, it's a dressing room. I mean, I don't know what else you want to call it. Like, even at the Logan Square where I wrestled in Chicago, it's like, dude, this is, my chair is sitting next to your ice maker that's just dropping ice nonstop next to me.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's a locker room, whatever, but it's definitely a dressing room. But yeah, we've all performed there.
Yeah. That's the last time I've seen you live was at Beer Stoop, and I can't remember exactly when. Because it's usually around like October. Maybe it was like Oktoberfest.
It was it's right when it starts to, I mean, we do shows when it starts to get warm, and then around October it starts to get cold. So that was probably like one of our last shows around the season for them. But we have like so much, especially locally, there's a lot of stuff going on. We wrestled at Tech Slayer Center this year already.
Really?
Yeah, right after a hockey game. And we were like, I just kept telling Merrick Brave, I was like, dude, this is a perfect opportunity. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, I think everybody's just going to leave. And I'm like, no, dude. People are going to come over with their kids and sober up and let them watch pro wrestling. And I swear there was like 500 fucking people. 500 people went from the hockey game to come watch pro wrestling. And I was first match, and I was like, all right, cool. I look scary in my Slaughter Prevail mask, so I hope these kids aren't scared. But what so happened was the mascot was standing there, and I was like, dude, you want to come to the ring with me? He's like... And I'm like, all right, cool. You come to the ring with me, I'm going to get a pop no matter what. And, of course, there were already SCW fans there anyway, so that was cool. So we got a lot of stuff going on. But, yes, go back to Blackhawk Room, Beer Stube. We've all performed there.
Yeah, I think it's just it's kind of crazy. But I was just pointing out.
That's to end that. It was kind of crazy.
I didn't have much. I just want to say we literally all did something completely... Not the opposite. I mean, obviously, me and Lyndon obviously did death metal, music. But to have that experience, especially when I was there, and all the memories were coming back to me. As soon as I got there, I was like, what? Oh, wow. I seen Shug right here. And it's just like, okay, maybe this is the place. And I don't know who's running that, and maybe you guys can speak to this, but whoever's running that show over there, they're doing something great. They're putting on good shows is the best way to say it.
Well, you performed outside with Crater one time.
A bunch of times.
Yeah, a bunch of times outside right there, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's like kind of like where there's like stairs.
Yeah, on the steps. That's kind of like what they use for the stage. They set the PA and stuff on there.
Yeah, which is one time I was told to do a dive off the top rope where the stairs are there. I'm like, I'm not doing that. No. And sometimes these assholes put it in the video. I said, I don't really want to do it, but all right. I just fall off the top rope. I don't jump or nothing, just fall. I'm like, I don't care how many guys catch me. If one slips, I'm landing on concrete stairs. But yeah, I remember that.
Can I name that move? The Shug Eiffel Tower.
Yes. I just fall.
We'll start there.
But yeah, it's nostalgia.
Well, yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for, man. And it was just really cool to also to see you in your element, dude. You have it down. You and Dan have it down. I mean, there was one point though where I think Dan was like, "Hey, we didn't do something right or something." I might have, whatever. And I was just like, nobody's gonna know,
I don't
dude.
remember.
Or maybe Dan was just fucking around on stage. I mean, he's a funny guy.
We each have our own kind of way of acting on stage, and it's kind of funny because it's not quite the same, but just us together, it works. For some reason.
And nobody wants it to be the same. I mean, you want
I don't know. I don't know what people want.
they do.
I just want them to. I just want to make them like the way we do it.
Right.
Right. That's all that matters.
Like
the gimmick's solider than fuck, if that's how you tell things.
Right.
Solider.
Solider.
solid as.
And the whole time I'm like blessing you, like, because there are, dude, they have Shug. They got Psycho fans. Good.
Yeah, for real?
Psycho fans.
Hell yeah.
This guy was crushing the pit.
Yeah.
Oh, he
was
goes
doing-
psycho time?
Oh,
Psycho time!
Dude, and I at one point, because people were like, one of your buddies, I don't know, shout out to Gary. I didn't get your last name, but you were cool as
Oh, hell yeah.
shit.
Gary's a shit.
Gary's a shit. He was like, hey, man, I'm glad I'm standing next to you because I don't know what the fuck this guy's going to do. Because I'm a big fuck, right? And it was just some guy with a Pit Lord shirt, and he started just going, and he started doing his thing. But there was a moment where Shuggy Woogie over here, my man, would have been like, oh, yeah. Lyndon Ehlers said, it's circle pit time. And those cats.
Oh, I saw the video. I saw
Oh,
the video.
really?
I saw
There's
the
a
video.
video?
Well, it was up. It was posted up, right?
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
posted it. I was like,
it's-
and it was like, you said something too. It was like, you I know you said circle pit time, but
I
also,
don't remember exactly.
but like, I saw where you caption it or whatever,
Right.
and I was like, oh yeah, just watching. I wasn't even there. I was like, I fucking wish I was there.
That riff was so devastating. I wanted to devastate those kids, but I couldn't because they were so like happy looking.
there were literal children.
literal children.
And,
and,
they were like
if I-
17-year-old kids.
If I would
there.
have done it, it would have been just a bad video.
It was awesome.
full-grown
Dude,
6'4"
it was so
man.
cool because it was Wednesday and like people were getting down and
Yes.
stuff. You know.
Yes.
Like,
It's a
always-
Wednesday.
and we have never triggered a circle pit. Not by asking for it ever. I'm usually against that, and it just happened that night.
You were feeling it.
Yeah, like I feel like we've tried to do it once before, and like 9 times out of 10 it fails.
Yeah.
You know, but like that night it was
feeling it.
because there's the one in the video, and then there's another time where me or Dan said it. I don't remember, and yeah, it just happened. It was just awesome, and then I was doing it all night to fucking. Stonecutters, Lich King. It was just super fun, running around in a circle. And then Gary, I'm standing next to Gary, and Gary's like old school. Like he's like old school punk and thrash, just like beat each other up in the pit.
Right.
You know, he grew up on like the East Coast and stuff.
Oh,
that kind of
fuck,
stuff.
okay.
No, he told me
So yeah, and then like we're watching people circle pit, and he's like, man. Well, he's like, I don't mean to make him sound southern, but he's like, what happened to moshing? He's like, what's going on? I was like, it's a circle pit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He said something. Then I was at a show. I couldn't hear. It was fun, man.
We couldn't hear each other. He said something similar. I said, hey, man, just congratulate him for being here. And so the guy, it's true. And he might not have heard that. And I just went over to the kid and I said, bam, and I knuckled him. I said, keep doing what you're doing. Because he did fall down or something. And somebody was like laughing at him. Who gives a shit? He's doing something, man. I don't care. You know, do something. Don't just stand there. And I wanted to do everything, but I can't, Shug. I can't. I'm a big man. I'll destroy it.
Hang on. This reminds me because like you guys remember the Jägermeister tour where fucking Slayer played down there and did the whole Rain and Blood album top to bottom? There's a dude, and he's as big as you, but like on all the gas, like he should have been a pro fucking wrestler. Takes his fucking shirt off. And it says tattooed Slayer across his back. And I said, this guy's gonna fucking destroy everyone. And I stepped away and just watched him. He was a full grown man. Fuck up. 17-year-old kid did not give a shit, dude. And I was like, that'd have been you. That'd have been you at this show.
It would have been me, but I would have been like, hey, you know, I would have sold it. I would have had a 17-year-old just knock me down.
Liar.
I would have fell down.
Fucking liar.
Oh my God. And then everybody would have laughed. I'm just kidding. I got to get the laugh.
Dude, there's always that guy. I love that guy. You know, we were talking before, the guy that's always shit-faced. Like
Right.
the guy that shows up at the show and he's by himself, and you're like, that's going to be the guy tonight. And he's just got like Sideshow Bob hair, and he's no shirt, and he's like, blah, like the whole time, and he's just running into people, and everybody's pissed. He's that guy, right?
Yeah.
But then there's also the big, huge fucking monster.
Yeah.
And he shows up with like 10 people, so that's even worse. But I saw
that was me.
Not you. No, this is excluding you.
Okay.
You're more so average. I'm talking about like The thing that reminds me of it is when I went and saw Cannibal Corpse in Des Moines, like 2 or 3 years. The Harsh. Oh fuck! What was the band they were touring with? Anyways, hardcore band, and there was just this dude there, and he had like fucking like Cannibal Corpse tattoos on his fucking neck. Like this dude got out of prison and got a tattoo, Cannibal Corpse tattoo.
Yeah.
And fucking,
he's like fucking joked.
Yeah, and it was like he was just standing there during Hate Eternal, like not doing anything. I'm like, this dude's gonna fucking go nuts when Cannibal Corpse plays, and they fucking opened with one of the songs off of the what the fuck album. Anyways, one of the more recent ones, just the heavy hitter opener song, and he just fucking went nuts.
Yeah.
It was scary. And I stood back. I was like, I drove too far, too long. I'm too tired to deal with this shit. I'm just gonna stand back.
Dude, because those monsters, like I said at that Slayer, I was just like, no. I was like, I think I was like 17, 18 years old, maybe. No, wasn't even old enough to drink. And I was still straight edge at the time anyway. But there was so much shit going on. But that dude come out on the floor, and I was like, no. No. You ever seen that stand-up comedian, what's his name? He does the impressions of everybody. He was in Half Baked.
Jim Brewer.
Yes. You ever seen that? He was like, release the Slayer fans.
Because he's a legitimate metal.
He is, dude. Yeah, he loves thrash, man. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's legitimate. And anyway, that was amazing that we literally played at the same thing, though. I can't even believe that. I thought about that, and literally, I just thought about that as we were talking. I'm like, oh my god, we literally were at the same place. That's fucking weird.
We've all been doing our things for a while.
Long time.
Yeah, but
that's the reality of it. It's just because we've been alive for a long time.
And we all started young. We actually all were performing in front of people. We were still teenagers performing in front of people.
I was 17. My first show.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there. It was a great show.
Yeah. It was like your 3rd or 5th show. I don't know.
No, probably 10th.
No,
because I was in a band before
Logan was performing before he could even fucking drive. I think you were like
I didn't drive shows until I was like 16, 17 though.
Yeah, you were doing shows at the same time. So
yeah, those shows taught me a lot, but the things they taught me were probably not necessarily good. Like, hey, maybe you should do this or maybe you should do that. But that's life, right?
Well, no, that is a teaching lesson. Every time you do a show, like you're like, man, you know what I could have done right here? I'll try this next time.
Well, as I always say, like the last, what was it, 3rd episode, where we are our worst critic.
Oh yeah, always.
You know. And so, I just want to get back to that. It was like kind of weird to think about the memories I had, and I was kind of gushing on some memories of you performing there as well, Chuggy, because I was like, man, this is like the court area, and like it was a great time the last time, and I don't know if you remember. Like,
I remember.
Okay,
yeah, we do it every year. Yeah, we do a seasonal thing where like as soon as it starts getting nice. We actually have, I'm not supposed to name them off, but I have dates for the beer stube already.
Right.
It's always when it starts to be nice, because who wants to go out there and perform? Granted, until now, when I was performing, I wore more clothing than I showed up in a lot of times. But like who wants to go out there in your, basically your traditional gear and you're fucking got goosebumps and you're freezing trying to perform. Like, that's not fun.
Dude, I wouldn't want to play a show in the cold.
No.
Outside. And I've got regular clothes on.
Yeah, right?
I don't want to do that either.
And then when you're moving, because fucking, you start sweating, and then you're going to try to sweat in the cold, that fucking sucks ass.
That'd be the worst. That'd be the worst.
It would lead, I can tell you, it would lead to me drinking.
Yeah, like try not to feel it.
Like any other time, like I can have a couple and I'm fine, but like in like a situation like that where I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so fucking uncomfortable, blah blah blah. That's when I just start pounding them, just to get past that.
And then you don't feel the cold.
Yeah, and I don't feel the cold, and then I'm a pile of shit on stage. So it can't really happen like that either, but it happens, man. It's all.
But luckily, he was playing with Pile of Shit, the band. So it worked. I really want to speak on something today, big time, and it's one word: hooks. Now, are we talking about music? Yeah. But we could be talking about wrestling. Now, let's talk about music. Hooks. If it's a music you don't like and you still hear it, why is that?
Oh my God, it happens all the time. All the time. Dude, I have 2 young children who listen to like shit music, if I would just describe it as anything. And then there are those parts of the song and I was like, yeah, that was I'm not gonna let them know that I thought that part was cool, but that part was kind of cool, yeah. But it happens, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Well, right now, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, that's how it should be. A hook it shouldn't matter the genre. Like, it's just like a natural response in your brain that you go, ooh, that was good. You know? If anytime I hear a K-pop song, like I hear all those songs are packed. No, really though.
Yeah,
like listen to K-pop and tell me that is not like, that's like all the people that were writing pop music in like the 90s and the early 2000s for like Backstreet Boys and shit, they're all writing for fucking K-pop groups now.
Yeah.
And you can hear all those hooks and they're all like perfect. I'm not saying they're good, like but they are hooks.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to listen to that, but man, I hear it and I go, ugh, like you feel it in that gut, you feel that hook get you.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it should be. It's crazy.
But go ahead.
I was like, I remember the Killswitch Engage DVD where they talked about who was hookier, Journey or Boston. And like the drummer Justin got so pissed. He got so pissed. He's like, Boston for sure. He like went into one of their riffs, and I was like, that's what I'm thinking of right now.
Let's settle that.
Was that the World of Blaze?
Yeah, World of Biz. Yeah.
Let's settle that argument. What do you think?
Who's hookier?
Yeah.
Boston.
Oh yeah, for sure. Boston.
100%.
Oh yeah. Like I think they were purposely trying to piss Justin off by saying
Wow.
and it was like the dude's all calm the entire DVD and he gets real hot at that point. He's no, it's Boston.
Dude, no, like Boston, how many albums did Boston have? Like 2?
Yeah. I mean it's like 2 or 3
and
maybe.
Journey has like 1,000. I can only think of like 2 or 3 Journey songs, but like every Boston song's fucking good.
Everyone that they've ever definitely for sure.
Well, okay, so it depends on
Boston wins.
Yeah, Boston
wins.
Yeah, 100% Boston wins in my opinion. Journey though is amazing, of course.
Yeah, I can't deny that they're not winning.
Well, yeah, they definitely won. They won the whole show. But Journey has that everybody at a bar kind of thing, right?
True.
And
That happened later.
Neil Diamond's
happened
got
later.
that shit too, bro.
right. So
I don't know any
Diamond.
Neil Diamond songs.
No, you've never heard the one where it's like ba 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 at the bars. You've never heard people do that every time the fucking song plays, every fucking time.
No, I don't
And I
think
don't
that
remember
is
the name of the
literally
song.
true. What Shug's saying is that's.
I bet if I heard it, it's something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. You guys keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Boston still wins.
Yeah, for sure,
And then,
for sure,
and then
for sure.
Asia also.
Asia, yeah, dude.
I
was just listening- I was just
me Asia.
I was just listening the other day.
Give
What
it
was
to
like
me,
one of their
'cause
big
I'm
ones?
blanking right now. Was Asia?
Heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Heat of the moment.
So good.
Look in your
So-
eyes.
And then Asia and Yes are heavily tied together.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't remember how though, but it's crazy. There's somebody some specific songwriter is behind a lot of their.
It was Sweet Caroline.
Oh
Sweet
yeah.
name sounds familiar.
Caroline. Why wouldn't we know that?
I don't know. I just
I mean, I know, but we like what?
Yeah,
that's
anyways.
like the biggest thing in the world. But yeah,
Back to Lyndon's.
for bars.
Yeah, what was I don't remember what I was.
You were saying Asia.
Yeah. Oh, Asia and Yes being tied together.
Yeah, there's somebody specifically writing a lot of that stuff, like the 90125.
Yeah,
Yes, like,
we talked about that, yeah.
Yes and everything. I don't remember how. There's a really cool YouTuber me and Emily watch. He talks about like one hit wonder bands.
Oh,
And
okay.
goes deep into like their history. He's called Dylan in the Shadows or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Shout out.
he has this really cool series where he talks about that. And he talks about Yes, or that comes up anyways. But yeah, Asia, Journey is just, I don't know. I've heard it forever.
Right.
Which is okay.
Well, it's kinda,
There's still like lights sometimes. I like that song.
Yeah.
But every time I hear and it could just be subjective too. But I mean, Boston is just.
It is.
It is subjective.
It is.
But okay. Well, let's think objectively. I mean, like psychologically speaking, is Journey more hooky than Boston?
Don't stop. I mean,
Like if you played it in front of 10,000 fucking people and you said which one?
Oh, see.
I mean,
more than a feeling. Well,
Yeah, it's tough, dude. It is, but at the same time, it's just, I think musically, like, that's where Justin came in and he was doing a riff. He was in his head, he's like, it was a Boston riff because their music hooked you, not just vocals. And that was mostly with Journey is a vocal, like, huge fucking choruses that pulled you in.
Yep.
It's not like Boston was musically fucking
you know
pulled
who's
you.
really good? For some reason, this band came to mind, but you know who's really good at that? It's fucking Gojira.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like where the
100%.
music and the vocals and everything, it all works together as a hook. Of dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun, 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 like that
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You remember that forever.
Check this shit out. I went to Knotfest this year, which was a nightmare because you had to sit in line for 3 hours to get water. But besides that,
I saw the aerials.
oh my God. Gojira played, and I'm sitting next to one of my wrestling students, and he's just bored. And I was just like, what the fuck, bro? He was like, nah, man, they're boring. I was like, but he got stoked when fucking Megadeth came out.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was
Nostalgia.
like, that's nostalgia. But like, dude, these guys are, dude, they were fucking. And then Randy Blythe of fucking Lamb of God came on stage and fucking sang with him. And I was like,
Oh yeah, because he does that one song. I don't remember
Yeah.
the name of the song on The Way of All Flesh.
yeah, but he came on stage, dude. It was fucking, that was rad as fuck. So that concert was cool. And then again, like,
The way of all flesh.
okay, yeah, but like, just you bringing up Gojira, I just thought of like, some people don't get that either, though, you know?
Yeah, dude. Well, I shouldn't say I don't get it, but I'm not really into like Gojira from the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, they're still awesome.
Yeah.
I won't argue against Gojira for sure. Devin Townsend too. Here's how to do like metal in like a pop sense.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Use pop hooks. And,
Strapping young lad.
Yes, yeah, and all of that.
Dude,
And that was
strapping-
eye-opening.
Yeah.
Strapping young lad. I mean, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Something that'll never happen again.
No, it won't.
Not
could.
Well, I mean, no.
No.
I mean, like the way it was from like SYL up to the end, because I think that earlier release was like some record label bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the Heavy is a really heavy thing or whatever. But man, that whole way it was just wild. I mean,
Yeah.
City, dude, is like one of the craziest fucking albums. You'll never hear that again.
Oh.
That's so era specific. I feel like in like metal, that like modern metal stuff. You know, Fear Factory and all that.
Yep.
Right.
You know, you'll only have Fear Factory, and Fear Factory will keep doing it as long as they're not trying to sue each other over every fucking little
Oh
thing.
my God.
But man, dude, you'll never get that. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I look at it like the era, and especially that era, dictated that it was going to happen, and they were into that, and their spice or whatever you want to, whatever word it is, those bands just had something unique, and it's like right now we have obviously like a new era happening right now, right?
There's a lot of different
But
stuff.
what is it? It's like, okay, is it everything mixed? Because I feel like everything is being put into some sort of music. And again, maybe that happened before. It definitely happened before, but it was just, it's not as apparent as it is today.
I think in like as far as like metal, there's a huge boom of like death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now.
dude.
This
Yeah, I agree.
Massive, and it's all really like dirty, gross, nasty. Just not. I mean, technical death metal is not nearly as popular as it used to be. So everything's just old '90s death metal sounding, and
Right.
it's a total like death metal golden era right now, golden age. Like the 90s death metal era is repeating and like turning into this new thing, and it's all these like blue collar fucking like death metal bands, dude. Oh, I mean, there's so much good stuff, and a lot of it is from like Texas and Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, Midwest and fucking South. Dudes like bands from Kentucky and shit. Like Cincinnati, like Ohio. There's so much. That's I think 200 Stab Wounds is from there. And dude, is so much cool stuff as far as death metal. Like some black metal too. I've been listening to a lot of that, but I don't know what's popular. I don't like mainstream metal as far as that goes.
Same here.
You know, like Ginger. You know, I know that's still a thing.
Well, that'd be kind of like,
but that's more gent as well. But also, but they're. I mean, they put their flavor on it. Like we've already talked about.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Ginger reminds me of Killswitch Engage with female singer and like a little more modern like guitar riffing.
So better.
That's what
I thought Killswitch Engage with a female vocalist, but gent.
Well, that's what I meant.
Time,
like a little more, not necessarily gent, but more modern.
They're proggy. They're like prog metal.
That's gent for sure.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. And phenomenal musicians, man. I mean, they are amazing.
But I don't know what else is going on. That's all I pay attention to.
But speaking of like, all right, so we went when we went and do these Chicago shows. Most of the time, one of the students leaves his truck in the Quad Cities and then flies out in Jersey and does shows. So we take his truck to Chicago, pick him up at the airport. And dude, the first thing he did when he jumped into his truck and just like, he's like, "You're going to love this." Okay. Cannibal Corpse, Hammer Smash Face. I was like, what? What? So like, just like he's totally into all that, like that 90s fucking death metal. Like, like you said, like there's an uprising in it. So like more bands are going to be like, you know what? That gritty, like metal sound is cool again.
Yes, dude. When we saw, was it? At Nile, we saw Sanguishugabog. Have you heard of those guys?
No.
Well, they did a music video with Trauma.
Okay. Wait, what?
Yeah. This band from Ohio. They did a fucking disgusting, crazy ass. I think it's called Menstrual Envy. Was
with
song.
Like the
with Trauma with fucking what's his face?
Yeah.
The main guy.
I have his autograph on a cup.
Yeah. I can't remember his name but
he's the one who invented fucking Toxic Avenger.
Yeah. They do this they do this music video and they're getting like their dicks enhanced and they turn into disgusting like giant worms. And it's like super gory and shit. Anyways, dude,
what the movie is called is like Nuke 'Em High, where a guy's dick turns into that thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's literally. I'm telling you, it's Trauma. So yeah, it's all coming from the same stuff. And they're all wearing pit vipers.
Oh my god, awesome! I want to see this already.
But dude, they're hard as fuck, and they do. You know how like the death metal like camo is so like tied with like death metal. Well, these dudes. Right. Don't give a fuck, and they literally take like Mossy Oak stuff and put their logo on it, like Mossy Oak camo.
Awesome.
It's so fucking cool, and all the logos are all just like they look like they're shittily like cut out of like paper. It's just total throwback stuff, and they're hard as fuck though. I mean, dude, they're so good, and we saw them with Nile a couple weeks ago. It was amazing.
Yeah,
they're like one of the top bands
of like that sound that's coming.
Yeah. Same with Sugarbug, Frozen Soul, and 200 Stab Wounds.
That name is the one that's going to stand out to me the most.
We played with them on Full Terror Assault, and they're fucking hard.
Yeah,
they're so fucking hard.
I'm fucking jamming them on my way home.
Dude, yes, they just put out a full length like maybe last year or something.
All right, cool.
But they're dope. Dude, yeah, death metal's killing right now, and I love it. Undeath also.
Undeath?
Listen to Undeath.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were talking about what was the show you were talking about last week where the guy had a poster of like that death metal band, right?
Jungle Rot.
Yeah. So
Jungle Rot.
This makes sense that there's this uprise of that old school fucking death metal happening right now.
And that show was 7 years ago, and Lyndon was wrong that episode.
Was it? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I accept.
Was like, all right, people are on a trend. Fuck.
I accept.
Whatever. There were 7 years.
I mean, Jungle Rot's they've been around for fucking ever.
It was and
they're awesome
to see that.
They're so good. I saw them too.
Dude, it's like, especially being a death metal band in 2000, whatever, 4, 3. I don't know what you can.
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There wasn't. There was a lot, but it wasn't like prevalent in the local area for
Not
sure.
in our city.
That's what I was going to say for sure. Locally,
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of death metal bands.
There's
at all.
Waco Jesus.
Like Johnny B, right?
Yeah, Johnny Baker played drums
Johnny
for
Baker.
most of the time, I believe.
I've known of him. That's a guy that I've seen so many times that didn't have a conversation with, but I know that he does so many good things for the community.
He's cool as fuck.
And it's like apparently his dad's like super cool.
Yeah, I've never met his dad, but yeah.
I've never met him either.
Yeah.
But yeah, the community, especially then, it was like very seldom did you find like somebody trying to do death metal in 2004 in the Quad Cities. And I'm gonna tell you what, we tried it, and I say tried, we did it. We definitely played a show. Not saying it was in front of a billion people.
Thing is, though, I don't mean to cut you off, but like you shouldn't aspire to play in town all the time. Like, if you play a show and people show up, that's cool. I mean, you should win over your local market first, I suppose. But if you can't do that, then I don't, But yeah, you shouldn't. It shouldn't matter so much how it is at home, because you should get better at traveling and used to traveling. I mean, I think we're getting more used to that. We're booked in Cincinnati.
Hell yeah,
right
dude.
now.
When's that?
July.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
It's supposed to get announced. I don't know.
Is that like the farthest you guys been booked away?
Probably.
Yeah, that's pretty far, right?
I think it's the farthest I've personally been booked.
What is that, like 7?
7 or 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Damn,
yeah,
that's awesome.
with a really, really fucking heavy ass band called Sarcophagus. Like sarcophagus, but it's his cough. That's how you know they're fucking hard.
Perfect.
Sarcophagus.
During COVID.
Yeah. Where sarcophagus get fucking sick. They're cool as shit.
The furthest I played was the Disruption show.
The Joliet?
Yep.
Really?
That's what? That's 3.5?
Chicago.
Maybe? Yeah, 3.
So I just say 3 hours.
Yeah.
2
I mean,
hours, 3 hours.
Bucket list for me.
I mean, yeah, you played with, yeah, dude. Oh, Surreption, Disgorge, Cryptopsy's okay.
No. For me, Cryptopsy was everything. And,
Yeah, but that was with their second singer we were fucking totally into.
No, that's not their second singer. There's like their third.
Not their...
Or whatever.
The guy after Mike DeSalvo.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Lord Worm was back with him for one album. He was on that once, was not.
Yeah.
But then the other guy.
Oh.
Then there was the guy that's in it still, I think.
Yeah.
He has a podcast that's pretty decent too.
Oh, okay.
Called Box and Hops.
But Mike DeSalvo. So fucking cool, dude. Those 2 albums are so fucking... What, 3? I guess they did a live album.
I stole the whole gimmick from that guy. I stole his gimmick straight up, man.
I don't know what his gimmick was.
His gimmick was that he was a tough motherfucker with a big old...
I'm going to argue voice. That's not a gimmick.
No, he had a style. He had a hardcore style and a death metal fucking band.
He looks like Michael Chiklis.
He does.
He looks like, the
original Shield Colby, you bitch. You stole it.
So there's that, and then, but yeah, he's also like very, very intelligent, like well-read human being. Like,
Yeah,
it
was
the shit that he writes
an
is
actual
really good.
writer, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so there's that also, and he's got like an aura. He has like that stage presence where he's really stiff. He's really shouldery.
And like this, he did this thing with his hand
Yeah.
all the time.
I don't call that a gimmick. He's just
It's like it's him.
I'm just saying, I stole his voice, man. I said, man, that sounds cool, and I want to adapt.
I don't think stealing is the correct term.
Yeah, I don't think you stole. I sound like him, but I look back and I go, oh, that's who I wanted to emulate.
Right.
And of course, man, you have to have somebody to emulate because everybody does.
Dude. All right. So when I was coming into pro wrestling, a lot of guys were like, "Well, what are your movesets?" I'm like, "Well, I'm brand new."
Sorry.
Like,
Go ahead.
I'm brand new. Like, so I mean, I have ideas of movesets. So like when you're being told, like you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. Like, well, who are your 3 favorite wrestlers?
Right.
And all right, so I would name off 2 of like in ring stars that I fucking liked, and then they were like, "Well, give me 1 indie guy you like." So I was like, all right, it's like Shawn Michaels, Macho Man, and then Alex Shelley. And come to find out, Alex Shelley was one of those guys who like loved the Japanese style. So everything I was watching from him, he was taken from Japan. Like from Kaz Hayashi was one of his favorite wrestlers.
Don't talk about Kaz Hayashi,
Yeah, dude.
man.
Dude, the Hayashi cutter. I did that. I did that 2 weeks
Kaz
ago.
Hayashi.
I did that. I did that 2 weeks ago. The Hayashi cutter. Like
Love
that
it.
move is so cool, and it was known as the Eye of the Hurricane because Shane Helms.
Young Dragons, bro.
Yeah, they were together. Yeah,
My shit. Go ahead.
dude. So like Alex Shelley was one of my favorites. So like they were like, right, you have three wrestlers, you have these moves, and they're like kind of the way they move, and like the way I moved was very similar to Shelley, but not exact. I'd say a guy more like Johnny Gargano, who ended up being on TV, was almost like fucking Miramax. Like he was Alex Shelley, but my height, a little bit smaller and like just a little bit like super lean and cut.
Yeah.
But like he was a wrestling machine. Like he emulated Shelley so much that he even did the Border City Stretch same move. So like when you say, you have these people you want to steal from, but it's not necessarily stealing. You just have these people you look at are like, that was the things that I liked very
Right.
much. So like that was the three wrestlers. They're like, all right, give me three, that's it. So when you say you were, Mike DeSalvo was your thing, so it makes sense. That's full circle with pro wrestling.
Can
too.
you think about how crazy it is what we do, right? What you do,
Yeah.
what I do, how weird performance arts they really are.
Yeah, they are.
Especially like metal and wrestling and there's so many things. How else do you figure that out if you don't have references?
Yeah, you have to have.
You
references.
have to see people do it in order for you to want to do
you
it.
can't- yeah. There's
You
no
don't just
idea.
think of it.
Yeah,
You don't
no.
just go, oh, I want to stand up there with a big stick of wood, strings that are high tension and fucking flip. That doesn't make any sense. So you see it happen, so you can't be expected. It's never stealing. Like, emulating is the best
Yes,
way because
definitely.
you're making it run in your system.
Yeah, it's you take your concept of what you've seen and make it your
Right.
own.
Right. That's why, I mean, anytime somebody goes, oh, this band steals from Slayer, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, fuck it, it's Slayer. I mean, it's like, how many people was that the first, like, metal band they heard? Metallica, same thing. It's like, well, there's just Metallica. Oh, well, no shit, dude. That the fucking 10 million fucking people have heard the band.
Okay. So the next question is, first metal band I ever got into obviously was stereotypical. Like, I guess you can't consider AC/DC metal band. They're a hard rock band. I got into them, and then somehow my uncle showed me Metallica, and then right after he showed me Metallica, Pantera, and then it opened up floodgates to Slayer and like everything. Yeah,
And I think AC/DC, like your AC/DC has like a drive.
Yeah.
They do have like sort of a heavy metal drive.
Oh, yeah.
That does kind of flip that switch into you wanting harder and heavier stuff. Because that's what happened to me. Because
Right.
I loved AC/DC.
Yeah, same
and,
thing.
ZZ Top. And
sharp dressed man.
Yeah, I always say ZZ Top is why I'm able.
about a
When I was like waking up one morning, I made some weird correlation between ZZ Top and Rammstein. I was like, ZZ Top is why I can listen to Rammstein because, like, drum wise, they're the same fucking band.
Makes sense.
And it's like Rammstein's just German ZZ Top. And like I was waking it up and I'm just like, what is this? I need to stop doing mushrooms. But like, I mean, oh fuck, dude. Anyways, you have to have an idea of something. It's not copying. It's if you continue to just take characteristics and paste it onto yourself.
Oh yeah,
That's different. And that happens too, and that's, whatever. If that's how you have to do it, whatever. Some people will be into it, some people won't.
Exactly.
But, use, and we talked about this before, but use your biggest influences as your reference.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, listening to Meshuggah side by side with mixes we're doing and going, how do we make it sound like that?
Reference.
Because why wouldn't you want it to be as good as the best thing?
I know why, because I've mixed and mastered. You don't want to do that now. Is because let me just give the basic examples for everybody on the planet to understand. Don't reference a musical mix with something else if that musical mix has a snare drum that constantly loud and awesome, especially when you're in death metal and you're doing death metal drums. Holy shit. Like, that doesn't sound good when it sounds like a goddamn cannon blast the whole time.
A lot of gore grind bands do that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. You know, there's so many things that happen in mixing and mastering, and I just look at it like this. All right, so you have an influence, you look at it, and you go, man, that influence made me go this way. Now, here's what's a good question for both you and Shug.
I have enough of this one.
We have to think about the fact that there's people out there that literally have just stole. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just wondering if there's ever been a moment now. Doesn't have to be for you, Shug. Maybe there is. I don't know, because wrestling moves are very particular. Like if you come up with a new one and someone steals it, I think we talked about this a little bit. Dude, that would be like music. If somebody took my music,
that's funny.
God,
I never considered stealing moves.
All right, so here's the thing: is I posted up this video of Nikki, Conan Lycan.
Yeah,
the coolest dude. He came up with one of the coolest fucking pro wrestling moves I've ever seen. Cool, right?
Yeah.
I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like, did he steal it or did he invent it? I have no clue. The first time I ever fucking saw it was from him.
Mm.
And like, people go fucking nuts every time he hits it because it's cool as fuck.
Right.
And I'm like, to me, from what my understanding is, he came up with that move.
Yeah.
But how many people are going to fucking steal it now? Because it's like, what was it? It was like, I posted something and it was like already at 300 and some odd views on Twitter and it was like 2 days. I'm like, how many people are going to steal this fucking move? Just like, you know what I mean? Like somebody comes up with a badass riff, you know, like, you know what? That's mine. And they change it just a little bit to make it their own.
Sometimes you do that and not even realize it.
Yeah,
also.
on accident. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. I've done that. I know Dan has done that. Everybody's done it. One time I wrote a riff and it was definitely a behemoth riff. No, let me say, it was not as good.
Was it?
It was not as good.
But it would have been a.
But it was definitely what I had in my head.
Was it?
And then I listened.
Cultus?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
It was a random one off of Evangelion, I think.
Oh, you would.
When I was like at the height of playing guitar, which kind of ended after that. But man, yeah, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks.
Sometimes it does.
But it's like comedians have that happen. You know, people steal jokes. People steal wrestling moves. Riffs.
You got a story, my man.
It happened to me one time, and I was coming up with this. Well, actually, it was an accidental spot. Silas Young does this thing where he headstands on the top rope and then swings his legs out and does the Arabian press. Remember the Sabu?
Oh, yeah.
Arabian press. So when he went up for it, I super kicked him when he was upside down.
Nice.
So he's upside down, and I super kick him, and he falls back, and the crowd just goes fucking bananas. So I had to come up with a spot. I'm like, how can I do that all the time? Right. So I'd have a guy, when he does the up and over, goes over the top of me, and I go underneath him.
Yeah.
Like when you end up running into the buckle or whatever. So like, I would catch their legs and put your head under the turnbuckle. I'm gonna throw you up. Now do it. Come to find out, there's a wrestler doing that in fucking Jersey named Alex Colon, who ended up becoming one of my really good buddies. Like, he had been doing that for a long time. No clue. I had never even seen him do it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, sometimes you come up with these ideas and accidents happen, but he transitioned his into a way scarier move. So he'd catch a guy and then throw him up and then like Juventud Guerrera drive them.
Oh, don't talk about Hoovy Jews.
So, like, that move is way scarier, what he's having guys do than what I was doing. So I was like, I throw him up and super kick him. That's cool. But, like, he was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. And, like, he would catch him and, like, just Hoovy drive him, and which almost looks like
God, I love this driver.
It's a scoop power slam into almost like a tombstone, like, driver kind of move. Like, it's hard to describe if you don't watch wrestling, but it's a sit-out move, and he would do it out of the turnbuckle. It would look fucking awesome, but that was his transition because I was kind of doing his thing that I didn't know was his thing, so he just developed into something even cooler. He was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna fucking do. Which is like, it's, you know, like you watch somebody steal your shit and you go, you know what, I'm gonna change it and make it even cooler.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Why give a shit?
Right.
I
yeah.
mean, well, somebody else can do it easily, so that it wasn't good enough.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Somebody was easily able to mimic that. Well, yeah, you can say that. You can argue that coming up with it is different. But somebody else was able to go
with it.
All right.
Somebody else was able to look at it and go, and do it, and then you just have to make it better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Same thing with riffs and whatever. Like, why wouldn't you just go, okay, well, I'm just not going to use that anymore. Take it, and I'll just do something better.
My next show is April 9th for SCWPro at the Walcott Coliseum in Walcott, Iowa. Scotty Too Hottie is going to be there. It's called Epic Night 1. It's our biggest show of the year. And it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. I'm wrestling Matt Cage in our big feud ending match, a no-holds-barred match, and it's going to be sweet. I edited myself for no reason.
Our next show is the second annual Cannibal Cookout and Jamboree in Galesburg, May 6th and 7th. Dan was texting me what time we were playing. I don't remember. I know it's late one of the days. Probably late Friday. It doesn't matter what day we're playing, because you can go to our Facebook and find a link to how to get tickets and stuff, because you do have to get tickets. But those tickets include like food and shit. You get fed barbecue.
Fuck yeah.
Stuff. And I think we're probably going to grill at our merch table. Have to figure out how to do that.
That's awesome.
And then our Bandcamp, pitlordbarbecue.bandcamp.com, I think is what it is, if I remember. Otherwise, just Google us, because you're not stupid. And then I'm trying to remember something else. May 21st. We're in Round Lake Beach, Illinois, with Celestial Serpent and Death on Fire and Redivider. Just fucking sweet ass band. Round Lake Beach, the Village Spirit, that place. That's what we have coming up.
Hey guys, like and subscribe and share this link. If you guys like what you've seen with these three crazy assholes who have tangential thoughts, please support us with our Patreon link below. There's 3 tiers: $1, $5, and $10. Give what you can give a month. Anything helps. You'll be supporting all 3 of us in our music endeavors, as well as the professional wrestler on here, the Shug, Shane Hollister. So until next time, cheers.